Episode number 3 is with Yagi, who is a music artist and a songwriter from Sydney. And what I took away from this episode was that I attach my ego to maybe different things in my life that I feel like it's going to improve me.
There's the version of me now that's constantly trying to be better and grow, and it's almost like it frightens other people. But yeah, you're in the same boat, I guess, with like really going hard on what you're doing and giving it everything. So yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, I mean, in a way, I've caused more isolation by moving across countries. I have no idea how much it costs for touring and performing and producing songs.
Yeah.
For the other non-music industry people in the audience, like, what kind of financial costs does that sort of take to fund all this?
So for a song, for let's say you write it, you wrote the song, so you don't need to pay for someone else to write it. Ideally, production's about $2K, and then you've got mixing, which can go to $1K, and then you've got mastering, which isn't too bad, it can be like $100, $200, and then you've got promo photos, which are $400. And then you've got a music video, which can be up to 2K, usually 2K. 2K is a good price. And then let's say you want to do PR. That's about 2-3K. You want to do some, you want to put some marketing money into a socials post for your release day. $100. You want to put some money into Spotify, because Spotify has this thing now that it'll like market you out. $250 minimum. And then you just do it again. And then touring's a bit even crazier, because standard musician fees are about like, in terms of session musos, they'll be between $150 to $250 for rehearsals. And then you've got a call out fee, $150. And then if you're paying for their flights, that's flight money. And there's an extraordinarily high amount of costs. And I think that's honestly why I work so much. I work so much so I can be able to.
Just a quick announcement before we return to the podcast. If you're enjoying this episode of Midweek Motivation, you may be interested in checking out the Midweek Motivation newsletter, where every week I'll share with you a useful lesson on resilience, mindset, or fitness, or health in general, straight to your inbox. You also receive a free workout of the week, useful resources, and the latest videos that I've got up there. And just if you want to keep updated on my life, you'll find everything there. If you're interested in that, go ahead and hit the link in the description below, or go to Substack and search up Midweek Motivation. All right, let's return to the podcast.
Pay for it all, and I think that there's definitely opportunities that I need to take up more in terms of like grants and things like that, but it's also hard when you're kind of like, well, where's the time to stop and just fill out a form and do all of that? But that's the costs. I saw your face when I was like, first thing, 2K, yeah. And you're like, oh.
Just for the song. Like that's why it's so. Yeah, I can now have much more understanding on how much it costs for, say, an album, let alone just a single. Wow, yeah. That's incredible. And yeah, completely understand why 3 jobs is necessary, especially when you're living in Sydney, rental. Yeah.
Sometimes across the journey through, say, content, for example, I think, if I was to keep making videos, then perhaps I can earn enough money to have this financial, freedom and live the life that I want to. And then as using that example, I will not feel as passionate or just don't feel like making videos for the sake of it. And then it just falls off the racks. But like giving yourself a reality check, like when you see someone who, looks like they're doing well, or you hear stories from these celebrities, or you hear about these 1%ers and how they, can live the life they truly want. To make that sacrifice, it requires a lot of work, a lot of unseen and hidden work that no one sees. Say for Yagi, for example, when you see her perform, she's like, wow, she's a fantastic performer and she writes incredible music. But the work it takes for her to continue doing that day in, day out, like the jobs that she has to do to fund this process is like, wow, you have to be incredibly driven to be able to sustain that long term. So for me, to be able to do that, I need to take the ego out, and I have to pull myself aside sometimes and just realize what I need to do to make sure that I am still on track with my mission, with my values, and how I can continue creating content, balancing a business, or studying university and training on the side to make it all work. Even with business, I could always have ideas where it's like, if I do this, I can make more money, that sort of thing. But at the end of the day, passive income or financial freedom or building business takes a lot of work.